Hey Cobra, I'm going to be doing a bank VOD review for you of the Empire versus Evil Geniuses game from the tournament about a week or so ago. Uh, so the reason I'm doing this is Bank, I mean, it's one of the ranked maps. However, there's a lot that goes into Bank. It's a very strat heavy map where if you don't actually go in as a team or with the correct setup, it is very easy to lose if you can't really get the defenders out of their places. So basically, if I show you this, maybe you'll learn something and hopefully it will help. So let's go into this. You have Empire versus Evil Geniuses. The Empire's the top European team, and Evil Geniuses is the top North American team. And this is the from the finals of the best of three. So basically, let's go. I'm gonna go over the bans. So Evil Geniuses, they banned out Capital. The main reasoning for that is because of the buff to his fire. Well, not necessarily a buff, but the change. It has a much wider area of effect now, and because of that, it is significantly easier to get people out of areas and stop them from rotating through. So if you put that anywhere near a mirror window or near a doorway or a rotate hole, it's impossible to use. So if you're on the basement of Bank attacking and you firebolt the rotate hole as well as the doorway going into the bomb site next to servers, then the defenders can't really contest anyway. So that's kind of the reasoning for the Capital ban. Then Glass is banned by Empire. Basically, they say they don't want to deal with Glass. I mean, he's kind of stupid. He just sees through smokes, and yeah, I mean, you can see through smokes. You can't really contest him. So overall, he's a very strong operator, but also really annoying to deal with. So and Empire doesn't really have anyone who runs Glass, so they just said, yeah, we're not going to deal with him. Then they also don't like going against Mira because she completely changes sights. So if somebody can just stand behind a mirror window, they can get a lot of information, which can slow down pushes, require different tactics, and Empire doesn't like that, so they just ban her. And then EG banned Echo. Basically, whenever you run Echo, you basically want to run IQ. Well, you basically have to run IQ in order to counter them, because if you're trying to get into plant down with 15 seconds left and 2 Echo drones up, and if the Echo drones are placed correctly, then you can stop all those plants. So it's basically the bans are mainly we don't want to deal with this, with really Capital being probably one of the more purposeful bans rather than one of the more strategic bans, rather than it being a simple we don't want to deal with these three.
I mean, if you know that Empire is coming from the same avenue every single time on
Maestro being brought and range bullet to the chest and need to be healed up. It's going to be very useful on popular on sites like CEO.
Okay, so I want to. They changed up the camera formatting, and I'm still trying to get used to that. But basically, I want to see if I can get a better view of the. Here we go. Okay, so EG is on defense first, Empire is on attack. Now, Bank is a defender-sided map. In all honesty, all maps are defender-sided at this point, just due to how the meta is going. So with that, it's kind of, that's just the way it is. So they basically, EG, they started out probably really you almost want to get defense first, just because it will allow you to build momentum. However, it's still possible to win every attacking round. But now onto the operator setup. So Empire, they don't really change much. They normally run like a single setup, which can be used to take every single site. So with this one, they're running Thermite, Hibana, just basically 2 hard breachers. Thermite can, really Hibana's job is to get hatches on this map, while Thermite is to open up walls. So let's say that they were defending downstairs, then Thermite's job would probably be to use 1 charge on the server hatch in case anybody was playing in there, and then the server wall. while Hibana would be opening up the open area hatches, and then whatever else she wants to. Then Thatcher, because Kate is not banned, you need a Thatcher to get rid of them, as well as you can get rid of mutes, bandits, everything like that. However, EG is electing not to run any of that. Then Joystick is on Jackal. Jackal is very strong on this map and almost needed when it comes to clearing out, basically just clearing out roamers, because it's very hard to hold any really off-site location if they know your location, because there's normally 3 or 4 different ways to attack where you are. So if you get pinged, you just have to either be in a good enough spot that you can, well, if you get pinged from a drone, then you can move around a bit and you have a chance. But if you're being pinged every 5 seconds, you kind of have to get back to site. So that's kind of that's kind of the reason for Jackal here. And then they just like Zofia. She allows you to, I mean, she just brings a lot of utility to the team. And that's really it. Then, yeah, really, that's just it for Zofia. She brings a lot of utility, can take out barbed wire, shields, maestro cams. Young is on Clash. She can use her stuns on him to cause the shield to go to the side. And she brings a good amount of soft destruction. She can bring a claymore for flank holding. Really, overall, just a solid operator. Then for Evil Geniuses, they elect to bring Maestro. It's Maestro. He's a very strong operator, has a great gun. Brings his 2 Maestro cams, either require the Zofia at this point to use her utility to destroy them, or they're just going to consistently be giving intel and can... Yeah, that's really it. I mean, Maestro cams are more for intel than actually stopping a plant or for zapping people. But yeah, Maestro just is a very strong operator and forces utility usage to get rid of him. And even with those Maestro cams being gotten rid of, then he still is there. He still has a very good gun. And, I mean, he can just spray. It's one of his strong things. So if someone jumps in through a soft wall, bam, you can shoot through that with 50 bullets and go for a kill. And you're going to minimum light them up and make them not want to be there. Then Necrox is on Dock. A lot of holding upstairs is contesting long angles. So if you want to do that, you're really just going to have to be able to fight. And a lot of people don't like playing on 4-3, which is kind of zoomed in, so they want to bring the ACOGs to help them. Then, as well as a lot of engagements, you can walk away from a lot of engagements hurt, but still alive, so Doc can bring those people up. So you can go from 20 health to 90 health or 100 health or something, even after multiple fights. So that's kind of the point of him. Then Young is on Clash. That's just Young is going to be there kind of to stall out people, waste some utility, and just provide a lot of information. Basically, in a high-level play, Clash is mainly used as almost a movable mirror window. And the purpose, and really that's it. She's there for intelligence, not really to be slowing down people or zapping them or anything like that. It's mainly for, you can give intelligence. And then Canadian is on the Vigil. If you want to roam, Vigil is a very good operator, because if you know someone's relative location, but there's 6 angles they can be holding, then you don't want to contest that. So he can just waste time and just run around, and you're never 100% sure of where he is. And that's his strong suit. Then Geo's on Valkyrie. Basically, they're just saying that's just normally... I want to say normally Empire on Bank doesn't really bring an IQ. So if you can get those cams hidden correctly, then you will be able to provide a lot of info. Think about it, like, if you know if someone is outside on the windows, you can know when you have to go peek. You can know if if you have one in main lobby, you can figure out whether or not you can actually go into main lobby, or whether or not someone's on parking garage or one of the windows of main lobby shooting in. That is, so basically, Valkyrie's job is to give you information about where the enemy is not, so you can almost, at least from one of my perspectives of her, is you can tell where the enemy is and is not, where if you know where they're not, you can be rotating around there. That's your territory still. You can rotate around, go for flanks, but then if you know that they're holding this angle, well, you don't have to contest that. You can instead go a different route now. You can harass them in different ways. So that's kind of the joys of Valkyrie. And I actually got to go put on a jacket because it got really cold in my room. 1 second. Alright, so that's basically just the operator setup for this site. Now, the bank isn't a map I'm too familiar with, so the overall setup is going to confuse me a little bit.
So he's expected to roam pretty heavily, and Necrox on the dock. Dock has been very
Okay, so let's go with this. Alright, so with this, you have these two walls. Here, let me I can draw. Joys of the 21st century. These 4 walls are all reinforced, and I mean, it's simple. Skylight, you can never hold it. Well, it's called skylight or square. I think square is normally a lot. Basically, skylight or square is what you can call it. But you can't really hold in here at all because the windows, the skylight, the door here, well, yeah, the door here, skylight, windows, you cannot hold here. It's impossible. So if you don't reinforce here, then the enemy can just walk in and throw some soft destruction here. Bam! They now have complete control of the A bomb site. If they then take control of the closet, then they can basically plant A without too much problem. When I say that, there's still a lot of things that go into it, but basically, those are just 2 reinforcements. Then this, I'm not sure if there's 1 or 2 here. I'm just going to say it's 1, doesn't really matter. But the point of this one is so that somebody over on the parking garage cannot shoot in through the wall and destroy the, well, not destroy anything, but basically just shoot it through the wall and just open up kill holes into sight. Then they have a rotate hole here and here. The point of these is it becomes a lot harder to take the closet area once when these holes are present, because if you have someone holding where here, let's just say holding here and holding behind the desk, then if they try and walk in, they have a bit of a crossfire going. So you can't, if someone walks in, they can't walk through this hole because they're going to get gunned by this person, and they can't walk in through this hole because they're going to get gunned by this person and this person. And it also lets you say, okay, we know that they're planting in the A bomb site or something. Well, we can't, they're watching this door. Well, let's just rotate through here, go for an angle, or maybe rotate kind of like here, open up a new one here, shoot person, as this is kind of the default plant spot of the A bomb site. It's not really default plant spots for this site, for this map, just due to it's not really played as much, so kind of hard for a default to exist.
popular on sites like CEO, where it's often the case where you are going to take a long.
So Geo, I'm assuming, is opening up all the windows to throw his cams out,
It's going to be very useful.
but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so reinforcement here, 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 here. I think there are 2 there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm assuming on this wall over here are 8 and 9. And the point of reinforcing the wall right here is if it is opened, you can get a sight line all the way down here. And at that point, you're basically going to lose, in my opinion, because if you have this sight line, the only places that your team can really play are this room, this room, this room, and closet. And that's still hard to play. Well, here, let's go into this first. You can't actually play in this room right here because these windows can all be shot out. And so an angle from the windows over here combined with the front, you can open up kind of an angle to you can rappel up the front, and there are windows here where you can shoot through you can open up these windows. So really most of these can be opened up, which makes it so you can't really play this area, and yeah, you really just can't play inside of the room. So that's kind of why you have to maintain control of the wall over here, so you can control the hallway.
Well, I'm sure on this round.
This will be fascinating to watch. You saw that there were some deficiencies in Team Empire's overall play on Bank yesterday against Dark Zero. Of course, the fellow countrymen of Evil Geniuses. DZ does play a very different style than EG on a lot of occasions. DZ often ends up being less predictable.
So this is the parking garage area.
And, well, DZ is a bit notorious for being very good at counter-stratting. They do an awful lot of work. And the one thing that needs to be addressed is that the deeper you go into a tournament...
Right now, Empire is just kind of looking for early picks, seeing if there's any Valkyrie cams outside, applying a little bit of pressure, and getting ready to go. I want to get a top-down view because it shows a lot more, and it'd probably be a bit better than this. But so joystick is kind of just applying pressure on windows, because Jackal is kind of useless for a third floor bomb site attack, mainly due to you're already so condensed and there's not a bunch of places you can play. And based on this setup, I would assume that it's not really a bottom. It's not really like a bottom denial where you have like a pulse and a bandit or a Valkyrie holding below. And even if it is Geo on Valkyrie, I don't think you really can't invest just one person downstairs, because it's very easy to catch them off, like just condense on them, and then you're now stuck in a man disadvantage. But then if you put two people downstairs, then if they all five go upstairs, they can get one or two picks easy and just trade their way to victory. But so basically, NVK saw that Karzeka on the Zofia hasn't entered main lobby yet, but has gone inside the building near main lobby. Because of that, he's getting ready to go for a gunfight. NVK was going off on a few games. They kind of changed his roles from a flank watcher back to his old fragging roles. He used for like the first year and a half, 2 years, was a very good fragger, up until they decided to change his job from one of the kind of fragging role into more of a support role, flank watch, drone role, and I'm not really sure why. That's an internal thing that they went through. But this tournament, NVK he basically went off. He had really good games. I think he top fragged for like 3 of them on his team. So he's feeling it. He wants to fight. He's saying, I can take this fight. Come fight me. And that's really just what he's going for. Now, 1 second. So really, that's just the whole thing why NVK is taking this fight. Now, normally, I would say do not take that fight in a million years. There's no purpose. Because if you have a Valcam anywhere in main lobby, you can see if they come up the stairs. And if you're holding elevator, you can actually get an angle where their head will appear coming up the banister. And it's very hard for them to contest because you're already not at head level, because the elevator you have to jump up like 1.5 feet or so to get onto. So it's an advantageous position because you have cover. You also have your head level is off center, and then you also so basically you just have an advantage for everything. However, NVK is feeling it, so he's saying, "Yeah, come fight me. I'll take this fight." And now Korzeka's you see his face a little bit, was like, "What? Why is this guy doing this?" And now he's using the banister railings, which are bulletproof, in order to take the fight. And he knows the Zophia's there. So now Joystick, who was playing the Windows, was peeked by Necrox, and Necrox hit his shots. Joystick didn't, and even though he took a few bullets, now he's back up to full HP because he's Doc. Like, that's his entire thing. So Canadian was playing below on the Vigil. Now my best guess is that Vigil playing below, his sensor will affect people upstairs. So if he activates it when he's below, they're going to think that he might possibly be above, but they're not sure where he is above, which will make them more cautious. But then they also don't know if he's playing below. And so NVK made the call out that Korzeka was here on the left side of the doorway inside of the ATM area. And so Canadian came over from the doorway over here of, it's either Archives or Tellers, can't remember the exact one, I think it's Tellers. Came over, moved out, tried to take the gunfight here, lost it. Korzeka's now down to about 30 HP though, so I mean, it's now a 4-on-4, but health advantage into Evil Geniuses. So that rotate hole is, you can either put, here, let me go back a little bit. Let me go back like 5 seconds. No, here we go. So this rotate hole exists because if you try and run out the bottom of Skylight, you're going to get gunned from Skylight over on the Archives. And if you try and run out the main office area, you're going to get, the main lobby area, you're going to get gunned from anyone playing on either the north main entrance windows, the west windows, or the west parking garage. So that's why this rotate hole here exists. It lets you get out safely. So really, I want to say that EG has gone for kind of a 3-2 strat where they have 3 people above, 2 below, and that's just the strategy that they've come up with that works. My best guess is there's a Vault Cam or a Maestro Cam insight, which will give information to the give information for when a plant goes down for Geo to get it. However, there are places you can jump up on, like the sofa and the table, which will block a nitro cell. Tables, I'm pretty sure is, and the sofa, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it does. So that was really just a strategy, and they probably also said, okay, Empire likes coming in main lobby, so if they like coming in main lobby, we can contest them by having NVK playing on the top, and and having 2 people play below, and that way we can kind of put almost a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 on him, and just get a man advantage. So now Empire's kind of trying to figure out what to do because they don't know they can't deal with this clash because Korzeka is over at the main lobby, and they can't just run in and try and go for a knife on her because at this level of play you're backing people up, so that's never going to work. So they need to try and figure out how to get rid of this clash. And then Korzeka's trying to figure out how he can push into main lobby because he knows that if he steps out, he's probably going to get gunned down by NVK. Okay, so it looks like Hibana was able to open up the right wall, and then Korzeka just said, "I'm out." He just pulled out his pistol, ran by, NVK wasn't ready for it, and he missed his shots. So now Dan is trying to take a fight onto Young playing inside a closet. However, Young inside a closet, there's crossfires that go on. There's ways that, it's just a bunch of crossfires. If Dan tries to go through closet, you have Young there, and then Necrox can go and either swing here or swing here in order to get an angle onto Dan. Then Young is constantly shocking Dan at this point, and then if Dan tries to go this direction, NVK can swing out from the top of here, top of the stairs, and then gun him down. So Dan knows basically that he can't really go here. If he goes here, everyone's going to know because of Young, and they need to be worried about Necrox. And they probably also don't know where Geo is, so they're trying to figure out where this Valkyrie went.
Those concussive blasts from Sophia could go quite a long way to maybe throw NVK's aim off, but you're probably going to need them on the clash. So how do you find yourself in a position engaging that? You don't. As Karzeka very wisely learned, and maybe it was somebody else on Empire making that call.
Right, let me see about this. Okay, so the reason why he put it down. So originally he put his thermite charge just at regular level, but then he went down to crouched. The reason for that is people can impact trick, at least I believe they can, on this site, because you can shotgun out the top of these and then impact it, at which point it will, if it's at this level, then it will destroy it. However, it's at this one, then it's just outside of the range, I would assume. Something probably like that, maybe. Like, this is just a poor drawing. It's kind of meant to show you, just give you a general idea. But basically, that's the reason why he went down to crouch. A lot of teams they like doing the impact trick. However, the only person with impacts on Evil Geniuses was Canadian, and now he's gone. And all of them had been used already. So basically, Karzeka tried to go in main lobby. It didn't work, and Joystick got killed on the windows. So Empire decided they need to find a way to apply pressure on windows still. So they rotated Karzeka from the main lobby back to the windows, which I understand why they did it. However, I don't like it because it's very easy for Necrox or NVK or Geo to run into main lobby now, shoot through the windows located roughly right here, give or take. They have some bars, and it gives you can shoot anybody repelling on the sides, so long as you go like far enough back in the main lobby. So NVK was waiting for them to start pushing. He probably got a call out that Scyther was pushing the hallway, peeks out when his gunfight.
Necrox falls to Dan as Empire will get another body, but still that shield will be ever persistent, ever present. A threat that will loom over Empire as they look to push.
So 13 seconds left. And 13 seconds left, 3 versus 3. They have Empire has one person on windows, one person trying to kind of take the hallway, and one person trying to go for the plant. So basically, Karzeka is the only real denial for, well, basically he's the only person protecting the planter. If Karzeka can't do his job, then the person playing hallway probably won't be able to either, and Shepard will probably get gunned. However, Geo comes in and gets the kill. And then Young, 7 seconds left. They know that they have to plant because they know that Karzeka, they knew it was a 3v3. They know that Karzeka's on the window. They know that somebody's going for a plant. It's 7 seconds. And they know that that the third player just got gunned down the main lobby. Not main lobby, got gunned down in the hallway. So one person planting, one person on lobby. One person planting, one person on windows. And now Young is saying, okay, I've done my job. I can pull out my pistol. I can now shoot. And there he goes. He gets the kill. Karzeka's on windows. Nothing can be done. He knows that. Saves the KD. Yeah, nothing he can do. So, overall, a good hold from Evil Geniuses. And I want to... If I remember, it should show all the kills. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So that's the shot from Necrox on the joystick on the windows. My best guess is Karzeka either got a call out or he got he heard him, shot near where Canadian was. Canadian got a little spooked, stood up to peak, tried to win a gunfight. Kozeka won it, Canadian didn't. End of the story. MVK gets droned. MVK gets droned, just says, okay, this is probably where they're going to hold. Peaks, wins his gunfight. And Necrox gets killed by that shot. Nice shot. It's kind of one of the long angles I was talking about. And then I want to see about this kill of where... Okay, so basically Geo rotated up the south stairs, and when the... Yeah, rotated up south stairs, then Dan tried to kind of hold an angle onto the hallway, and he got gunned. So, there we go. Now basement defense. So this hatch right here, if you were going to hold inside of servers, which is it's a very smart thing to do because you can waste a lot of time if you do it correctly. Now, EG knows that Empire isn't running Sledge, so I'm trying to figure out why they're not running Sledge. They normally they love Sledge, so why they're not, I'm not 100% sure. They probably just wanted a double breacher setup, but overall it doesn't matter. But Empire, well, EG says, okay, they're not running nades, so we don't need a Jaeger. So now they can play inside of servers safely. If you try and play inside of servers, but the enemy has nades, you're never going to do it if you do not have a Jaeger. So, the point of basically this hatch allows you to play, basically this hatch right here will let you play inside of the stairs to your right. And basically, if they try and, if you hold that stairs with a shotgun, then you will, you have a very good chance of winning the fight because it's of how close quartered it is. Then if, once this hatch is opened, you will hear it, so you can rotate out of servers, well, out of the stairs into servers, and you can go either to the A bomb site, or you can go hide behind the actual A servers if you want to, but either way, time is wasted. So that's why this hatch is getting reinforced. I don't know why this dot always appears, but it does. Okay, and then it looks like EG is trying to go for a roaming setup. That's the point of this. It will kind of protect you from main lobby, so you can play around the... You can basically play around this general area without too much trouble. Mainly because you know someone can't just rotate. You know someone can't just come in from main lobby, hold an angle onto here, or rotate like here and just hold an angle down this hallway. It just wastes more time. Then rotate hole here so they don't have to run into main lobby. MVK getting other hatches up here. And then Necrox is okay. If this is a hatch that drops down to the closet area of open area. If you're reinforcing this on a basement defense, that tells me you're going to be roaming on the first floor. Especially around like the open area, archives, tellers.
If you look at the lineup that's being brought from Empire, it's basically the same thing. So they're likely going to try to apply.
Oh yeah, I never went into the. Never went into the operator selection. So basically, Empire does the same thing. Empire does the same thing no matter what. They're not a counter strat team. They are instead a R strat team, where they will find a strat they like. They will do that one strat and get really, really good at that one strat, and then say, "Yeah, come fight us. We will, like, you can counter strat us. You can do whatever you want. We're gonna win because we are just that much better at this strat than you are at yours." And that's been their entire season, basically. Then EG. NVK's on Maestro, very strong operator. Necrox is on Smoke. He used to be one of the best smokes in North America. I mean, he still is, but he's kind of moved around on roles a bit. Young is on Mute. I mean, if you're gonna roam and you have a Mute, then that can be a nightmare. So yeah, that's really just that. A lot of high-level players don't like going into rooms with no information, so Young doing that is just used to waste time. Canadian, if you're playing over inside of gold, you can see if anybody's going for the plant inside of A, at which point you can just nitro sell it or tell Young to nitro sell it, Necrox to smoke, do whatever. And then Geo's on castle because they want a castle for some reason. They have a strat which has been working for them in their scrims. That's what they want. Huh. I'm confused by this strategy. My best guess is that they're trying to hold the Archives Tellers area, and then if Empire tries to go for hatches, they can kind of spread out and start harassing them a little bit on the first floor, at which point Empire has to deal with them or get shot in the back. Either way, it wastes more time. The reason this is being opened up, if you can hold it, get an angle from here, and I can't remember if it goes either through the door or through the wall. I think it goes through the door, but it lets you see basically from here into the A-bomb site. Okay, I'm trying to remember the angle. It may be from there through here, but I genuinely can't remember. Anyway, Empire basically, every map, if you want to clear it, you gotta clear from the top down, so they're going through the top floor. They get droned in, top floor is clear, they now drone. Then Empire is, well, EG is kind of just figuring out how they're holding. Then Empire's trying to get them to kind of get them out of position, go for picks on them by just opening up the floor, opening up angles. And then Canadian just gets destroyed. Like that's it. Really just bad positioning. I mean, he's getting jackal tracked, he's getting attacked from above, someone came down the stairs to shoot at him. He was dead. He had like 3 people on him, and he probably should have just given it up, but he thought that he was a bit safer and nobody was coming down the stairs. So overall, Canadian now dead, a minute into the round. There goes a nitro cell. Geo tries to refrag on a very bad angle, or he just tried to run away. Either way, he gets gunned by Joystick. Joystick is literally one of the best aimers in the game, gunfighters. He's just insane. Like, teams would ban Ash against him because they just said, no, we're not dealing with that. But now, minute 20 in, 5 versus 3 do a little bit of over-aggressiveness and overexposure of evil geniuses. Not looking good for them. Minute and a half into the game, Shepard leaves spawn because he is a droner and that is his job. And hey, he did his job. Minute and a half into the round, 2 people are dead. You've done good. Scyther then gets the hatches. And they know the hatch is open, so he just wastes... But doesn't waste it. He uses his Hibana pellets on the castle. Because, I mean, you don't need to use it for the hatch. The reason the hatch is open is because probably Canadian was going to get out of Archives, drop down hatch at some point. But instead he just died, so... Now, it's a 5 versus 3. EG, they have a chance of winning this, but it's going to be very hard because they're basically just condensed to site. So Karzeka, he doesn't believe in communism anymore because, oh yeah, Empire's a Russian team, so he's like our inside man. So we have him just go around and shoot all the other commies so that, you know, good old America can win. Inside man, doing his job. True patriot. Scyther gets a kill onto Young. I'm not sure where that was from. We'll see in a minute. Yeah, 40 seconds, 5 versus 2. EG is not looking good. This strat did not work. Plant's going down, no nitro cells, Smokes can't do anything, NVK tries to go for a frag, it's not gonna happen. And then Necrox is now stuck in a 5v1, and there isn't shit he can do. They ping him, they know his position, and Dan gets the kill. So let's see if we can get the replays going. Come on, show me what you got. There we go. Okay, so Dan just he says, okay, Canadian's probably gonna be paying attention to above him, because Zophia's using breaching charges and shooting him. So he just comes down, shoots. Canadian thinks he's getting shot from above, not from the side. So he goes back into the angle, gets killed. So I'm pretty sure that Geo tried to go for a fight, lost the fight. Young just got caught out of positioning, so he got killed. And now Dan just walks in, gets the kill. They win. So they're going bottom floor again. So you had the left side, and basically those two walls are always reinforced. Now it looks like EG is going to be reinforcing all the hatches, so that instead of leaving them open, well, really this was the only one open, but really the whole purpose was to, it was a roaming setup that they tried, it didn't work. So they swap around roles a little bit, change up the setup. I'm not sure what Geo's doing exactly. He's probably just trying to leave footprints, look for drones and things, but basically new setup from EG. So same operator setup coming from Empire. They have one lineup. They like their lineup. It works for them. EG, they dropped the Maestro for a smoke. I mean, not for a smoke. I'm a moron. They drop a Maestro for a Jaeger. They keep Necrox on smoke. You need a smoke on this site because you can, the default plant spot by servers instead of A, you cannot get shot from there unless you swing out from the doorway. However, you swing out from the doorway, you're gonna get shot. So you need nitro cells and smokes. So Necrox, he's on smoke. Young is on Cade. I mean, I'm not too sure about this pick because Dan has always been a Thatcher. So if you throw these on hatches, they're always going to get shot off. I mean, EMP'd off. So unless you're bringing them to throw on 2 hatches and then you can somehow mute some walls as well, I don't understand the exact purpose of the. Well, I understand the purpose and the choice pick of the Cade. Like, you defend hatches easier. But with the lineup that Empire is running, I think it's a wasted pick. Then Canadian's on Pulse. He's an information gatherer. And Geo's on Valkyrie, information gatherer. So Empire, they have one attack strat. They're going to do their attack strat. Take top floor, go in from the bottom. I mean, no, not in from the bottom. Take top floor, go in from top down. Canadian, he's not roaming anymore. He's giving information. And I don't think EG, I think they have a 5-man hold downstairs. And I think that Empire knows that. So there's the tracks from the Valkyrie. Joystick is looking for cameras. And Karzeka is holding an angle on the stairs that go down here while this hatch is being opened. because in case someone tries to play aggressive to kill the Hibana when that is open. And there's a person playing on stairs. And here's someone playing inside servers. That is not a good peek from NVK. That really isn't, so that was just him almost throwing away his life. Necrox probably accepts he's not going to be able to get back to site because NVK is now dead, so he's just going to have to waste as much time as possible on these stairs in order to kind of make it so that his team has a chance. And then, I mean, he didn't use a barbed wire, so that's not good. So Korzeka threw his drone, but then he got a call out, hey, servers is probably clear, but somebody's playing inside the stairs, so he doesn't get on it. Oh, so that's just a nice shot from Young, because that's a very hard angle to see because of the showers in this, basically because of the lighting in the showers on this map. That is a terrible angle to fight. I hate fighting that. I can barely see anything even on 4-3 with an ACOG. So good shot from Young. So Necrox is now free. However, he still is going to hold. Okay, so you see right here, this is opened up because you can get an angle down onto this doorway in case someone peeks out. That's the whole purpose of it. So now NVK is dead, but Pulse moves over to his positioning, which means that Dan can no longer just drop down safely.
Necrox is a maniac. He is. In all the best ways.
So basically, Empire, they kind of stalled out when it came to taking the server, and that's kind of their issue right now, and Joystick is trying to go on for a flank through Garage. However, I'm assuming that based off of This Is Evil Geniuses, they are a very good team. They have a Valkyrie camera somewhere in this garage to tell them, hey, Joystick's in here. At least I hope they do. It's now 45 seconds, and Empire still hasn't taken servers. They haven't opened up server wall. They haven't taken server stairs. There's still a body playing inside of there, and there's still someone playing inside of servers. So they basically they have maybe 40 seconds now to kill two people who just have to hide, basically. Well, Necrox has to fight, but Canadian can really just hide, wait for sound cues. Then after that, they have to open up the wall. Then they have to go for a plant. However, they still have Geo playing with a nitro cell. Okay, so Young gets gunned from behind because they didn't have a cam inside of the garage, and that's that. If Empire wins this round, that's the kill that won them this round. So Necrox goes down. Oh no, they did have a cam, but somehow nobody was on it or something. So that's just bad on EG's part. Probably NVK was on a different cam and didn't, and just got gunned because of it. So Dan tries to drop the server hatch. Wait, actually, yes, Dan tries to drop hatch, gets killed by Canadian, who then gets killed, refragged by Scyther. And then Geo is trying to kill so Geo's now in a 1 versus 3 situation. He realizes he probably will not be able to get past Joystick playing inside of Garage when he is a Valkyrie, and that's a Joystick. So he says, okay, hatches are open, I'm going for hatches. Never mind. He says, fuck you, I'm Geo. And he dies. So really, Empire gets an early pick. They get an early pick on NVK kind of peeking something he didn't need to. And then Young got shot from the back because nobody was watching the cam inside the garage. And those were the two mistakes that cost EG that round. But overall, good play from Empire. Yeah, how you're supposed to see that, I don't know. Okay, so they put 2 people going down the stairs to kill. Okay, so this is a very smart from Canadian. He said, okay, they know I'm playing here, but I know that they went and just put 2 bodies on the 2 bodies on stairs, meaning no one is watching hatch, which means I can now rotate to an off angle, which he does. He gets the kill, gets refracted by Scyther, and then Scyther runs in and guns down Geo because there's a call out. So overall, just a few little mistakes that really just cost EG that round. So 2-1, EG has tried 2 times to defend server, has worked none of those times, so instead of going for a third, they say, okay, we're going to go back to our primary bomb site, which is upstairs for them. And kind of, probably starting about a year ago, the upstairs became kind of, not necessarily more viable, just more played, and people really started learning how to play it more, and because of that, just because of that, they were able to, well, not because of that but basically people started playing it more, it became more strategized, people learned kind of how to play it, the strats that work, what doesn't work, and because of that, it now became a primary bomb site. It's kind of like how Bar, on, what is it? Not Bar, I'm trying to think of a map where it's played a lot more, but really this is one of the only ones. I'm just drawing a blank, but there are others. Anyway, Empire's bringing the same setup they did last round and every other round. EG is bringing the same setup they brought for the first round. So nothing changes when it comes to setup. Okay, so 2 reinforcements here, 2 there, 2 there, 2 on the wall over here, probably 1 here, rotate, hold, rotate, hold. Young is boarding up windows, so it provides a little bit of concealment. You can still shoot them open, but so NVK puts down the camera there and then just gets back to site into safety. Joystick is looking for cams. Scyther is doing something new, I'm not sure what. Looks like Empire's actually changing up their strategy a little bit. Amazing. Or you just switch roles with Karzeka. Both make sense. So Joystick just looking for early picks, some footprints, applying a little bit of pressure. Nothing special. So I want to say Scyther and Karzeka may have swapped roles where their positioning is because they know that there's a clash now. So you don't need a Hibana to take this site because both these walls, you just need really a thermite charge on each one. And then because of the clash, they need the Zofia. So that's the whole purpose of why they chose to switch those 2 around. And then it is possible for Scyther to rappel up the windows and open up the wall on the end of this hallway over here from distance, which can cut off a lot of angles. So Karzeka takes a little bit of damage. Shepard does. I'm not sure from where. But wall gets opened. So now EG has to kind of turtle a little bit while Joystick is just searching for picks, shooting through walls. Really, the point of Scyther's role on Hibana, well, not really Hibana, but the player who's playing over in main lobby, their job is to apply enough pressure that the defenders can't run into main lobby and shoot the people on rappel. So right there, you just saw a Hibana and a Maestro holding the exact same angle with their utility. Anyway, EMP goes out, takes out the, well, it doesn't take out, but opens up the, what is it? The Maestro cam, and after that, Joystick just shoots it. I mean, it's something I disagree with. I don't think that EMP should open up Maestro cams. I think that's really stupid. You should have explosives. However, the developers don't listen to me, and that's why they now open, and why Hereford isn't wrecked. Sorry about that. I had someone come in. Anyway, so Netcrocs basically said, okay, we need to take out Joystick on this window. So I'm gonna go make a play and jump out the window and gun this guy down. And it's kind of the problem with the attacking strat of Empire, where you can kind of take someone who's not needed, jump them out the window, go for a frag, and now one of the most important positions on Empire is now gone, and now they have to deal with a Doc who's outside. So, okay, so Dan shuts Necrox down. Really, it is what it is. It probably would have been better for him to. It probably would have been a bit better for, like, at this moment, Joystick knew he fucked up. But I'm under the belief that once you jump out here, you're dead. You're gone. There's nothing you can do. So what you should do is just hide right there and try and get into a position that you can shoot somebody who comes swinging around from this doorway. Like, maybe just tap fire a little bit and hope for the best, because you're going to die. You're 100% going to die. And there's nothing you can do against it. That's just the way it is. So your goal at that point is kind of just to waste time. And I don't want to dot there, but okay. Yeah. So Necrox just guns down Joystick. Look at the face of determination. And then he's trying to run from his position over to the manhole thing. However, you're never going to make that. So, no, he gets gunned. But now nobody is on the windows. With nobody being on the windows, it now has become a lot more. There's a lot less pressure on EG on site. Even though they have 2 people playing off-site. I really hope that wasn't a Nitro Cell, but... So now Scyther, who's playing main lobby, now has to rotate around. However, now main lobby is open and exposed. Now, there may possibly be a drone in there. However, that still is a problem for Empire. Karzeka is now trying to hold a skylight flank, while the other player... So Karzeka is trying to hold a skylight flank, while Dan holds the hallway, Scyther holds the windows, and Shepard goes for a plant. That's kind of the goal at this point. However, it's a little hard to do that. And if I'm sure... Yep, diffuser's going down. Canadian gets the frag. Geo gets the frag. Canadian gets Shepard the planter. Scyther kills Young, but now his position is known. He gets another kill. However, now it's a 1 versus 2 situation. this was probably the best situation he can get because only one person can jump out this window. He effectively has a one-on-one gunfight at this point.
That Empire could hold on. This could be very difficult. And if they are not really wise, well, there you
So
go.
let's see,
Geo
where
able to
was...
grab him, and he was
So
out.
Geo jumps out, gets the kill as someone's defusing, and there you go, EG wins. Like, 1v4, he gets 2, but then you're not going to win that because there's like 6 windows, and you have to guess which one, and if someone's defusing, you have to go to one of those 2 windows that are close enough to the diffuser, and if you don't, then they'll defuse, but as you do that, someone's going to jump out. So, kind of a bad situation for him. He did his best. But overall, good hold. This is a good hold from EG. And it really started off with Necrox. Necrox was able to win. He was just able to do kind of a no-brain play where he jumps out the window, guns joystick, but now it kind of throws Empire off a little bit because they're so used to having joystick playing there that they now have to rotate around, and people who aren't used to playing their positions now have to. Now, like, I'm pretty sure like Scyther may not be used to playing that window position, and Karzeka may be more comfortable playing inside of the main lobby, so it probably threw them off a little bit. But yeah, that's just what happened. So then it was a 4v4, I want to say, and they tried to go for a plant, but in that time they were holding, I want to say they were holding a bit too aggressively their angles, and they just got shut down. And that's kind of the story, I want to say, just due to how the, like, EG, they know this map, they know what it's like to play on LAN. It's different than online, so they knew their angles probably better than Empire did, and they were able to win their gunfights.
And that's the story, isn't it? It's been 2 different bomb sites, 2 different results. CEO definitely somewhere where Evil Genius is very comfortable. Basement somewhere the Empire have picked apart piece by piece. This north window run out from Evil Geniuses, great adaptation. I have to say, they committed fully to it.
Okay, so no, so Necrox was just trying to get into cover, and Karzeka tried to kill Geo, who was playing below, and then he got gunned down.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Canadian killed Dan. Where did Canadian kill? Okay, there's
North window run out from
kill one.
great adaptation. I have to say, they committed.
Not sure why it didn't show Canadians first, but okay. Geo kills. So right now it's a 3 versus 4, but Karzeka goes from below, gets gunned down.
Because it was a chain.
This is Canadian just had swung on Dan playing this position,
Where Empire shifted away
and then got the diffuser as well.
it wasn't working into a skylight take because they figure, hey, let's go with what works, what's typical, what's common, what we know.
Geo jumps out. This isn't the window you're expecting someone to jump out from, but he does it, gets the kill. They get the defuse. Really, EG won their gunfights. Empire didn't. So that's really that round. Really, at this level, it comes down a lot to gunfights and the ability to make plays when you shouldn't, which will win you rounds. Because most strategies, most teams have seen before, so they can counter it. Anyway, EG, they've gotten all the hatches at this point. Yeah, they've literally hatched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reinforcement 6, 7. Number 8 is going to be behind Necrox right now. And then 9 and 10 are somewhere. Alright, so let's see, let's look at the setup. So same lineup from Empire. If you see Empire do something once, you know their strategy. You know how they're going to take it. So that's really all there is to that. EG knows the lineup that's going to be coming out from Empire. I mean, I'm not even a pro player, and I know that they're going to come with this lineup for the next 2 rounds. Then EG, they switched it up a little bit. Necrox is back on smoke because it's a basement hold. NBK, they want him to be a bit more aggressive, I'm assuming. They want a fragger, and then they also want the ADSs to stop the Zofia charges. Young is now a Maestro instead of Cade. Cade is useless, so I like that change they made. Because with the Thatcher, Cade was a useless pick. Then Canadian's on Pulse and Geo's on Valkyrie. They both give intel, and then they both have nitro cells to stop plants. So really, if they can stop basically if EG can use their utility correctly, Necrox can buy 45-ish seconds of time with his smokes. Canadian can kill one diffused planter, Geo can kill the next, and then they still have their guns.
It could honestly be both. They might think that they didn't need one, period. And we actually have seen teams forego using a tactical timeout the entirety of the map. Each team gets
So,
one timeout per map. So no real downside to using it.
Yeah, it's good timing.
oh, what's this? Empire's clearing the top floor, and they're going to go down to the bottom? Who would have known?
I guess the only real downside to using it is that you're
At this point, you know that they're doing it, and this is probably the first time you've ever heard of Empire.
leaving your opponent senseless. Why take it?
Which actually is kind of amazing, thinking that they won the Pro League Championship from the week ago, even though everybody knows their strats.
And hopefully, if you're an EG fan, they have. Canadian playing much safer with the Pulse. I like seeing this. He did play safer earlier the last time they were here, but didn't quite need to get picked in.
So, Karzeka's going for their roam clear. They're trying to get... Yeah, he's going for a roam clear. That's what he... Well, no, all of Empire goes for a roam clear. They clear out everything, clear out the top floor, clear out the first floor and second floor. They know that somebody's playing inside of the server stairs, so now they're going to try and deal with that person. While Joystick watches the flank coming from up the main stairs.
And ended up both getting picked off, but one by one. There was no, like you said, no threat.
So you subbed out the Caillou for the Maestro, and Young will have the Italian operator.
So a minute and a half in, first smoke grenade is used. This is literally...
What a peak from
Alright, so... NVK, he said I can win this gunfight, so I'm gonna go peek. And he's down to 1 HP, so he's lucky, but he won the gunfight. So now that gives EG a massive advantage, because a minute and a half in, they have a mana advantage. Thatcher's dead. They now have to spend more time rotating people around to try and take out the people playing inside of the server stairs and server.
MBK can walk away with a tiny bit of HP left, but man, what a play that is.
That's a great example of a fight that you really shouldn't win, and the fact that MBK did against someone like Dan, who's just been proving himself time and time again, is impressive. Scyther trying to clear the barbed wire using these flashes. He's got to know that his opponent's flash right now with the gas canister to keep repelling.
So last gas canister just came out. However, there's a minute left. Now, this is just, they are oh my god, Necrox, I swear to god. Necrox. This is barbed wire. Necrox used one barbed wire, waited for it to get hit, threw a smoke grenade, and then is putting another one down. Oh, Necrox he's just trolling at this point. Yeah, it's just hilarious, but basically, Scyther is on kind of on an island. So this is really an issue where it comes to the Empire setup. So they know that EG is going to be going basement, most likely. So their only choice, well, what I'm not understanding is that they know that EG isn't really going to roam, because when they last tried to roam, they got destroyed. So overall, the Jackal pick isn't being the most effective in my opinion. However, I know that Joystick, really the only two offensive operators I've ever seen him play are Ash. Actually, no, I've seen him play a good number, but none of them with nades. I don't think I've ever seen him run Sledge. However, if you run Sledge or Buck or somebody with nades, a Finka, then they can easily get rid of this Thatcher, this smoke, just by throwing an EMP here, destroying the Jaeger devices, throwing a nade, killing him. However, because Empire likes doing one strategy, and they don't like deviating from it, that is what is hurting them right now and costing them. Where now that it's a 4v5 with a minute left, and they still have to take the stair control and server control. So that's kind of the issue with what their overall setup is doing. And this is kind of the one issue with Empire where they have issues adapting. So Scyther just gets a nice shot. He hears the barbed wire going down, peeks it, gets the kill. And yes, and now NVK, he's at 1 HP, so he said, okay, I'm going to rotate back to Scythe. And so Scyther now he has server control.
One of the remaining members of Evil Geniuses, some worry NVK is still very low too. So you're going to have to hope that either your Evil Eyes, which you might still have 2 of if you're Evil Geniuses, or the 2 Nitro Cell.
So now the one difference from last round, the second defense that EG tried on this bomb site is the second time that EG went here, the only difference now between Empire and what they did last time is Joystick, instead of flanking Garage, because he's assuming that's probably not going to work again, is he's going main stairs. So now Shepard, 30 seconds left, but he's opening up the wall. However, at 30 seconds, there's a problem with that because it takes 7 seconds for a defuse for a bomb to go down, and if Canadian can make the correct, if he can gather the correct information and say, okay, I know when they're planting, you can tell a Geo who will already have his Nitro Cell ready when to throw it, and he can get a kill. However, Geo has questionable plays at times. He is a very good player, and I think he's actually the highest rated member in all of North America. However, he does have questionable plays. And so he went upstairs. However, I'm not sure why he did that at 14 seconds when he has a Nitro Cell. So I don't know what that was. But then NVK backed him up and got the refrag onto Joystick. And he was able to go and get the refrag, that was basically a very big kill that they needed. So now it is a 2 versus 3. They no longer have top control. Empire no longer has top control. They now have to deal with Young Gun and Maestro, Canadian with the Nitro Cell, NVK above, and that's all Scyther's job as Shepard has the plant. However, then Canadian then gets a Nitro Cell, gets the kill, Young gets refragged, but now the diffuser isn't going down. Wait, was it 3v3? Oh, I didn't even notice that Karzek was still alive. Okay. So now, I messed up all my stuff, but now it's a 2 versus 2. However, NVK can basically just stop any plant going down from the hatch above. And then Canadian just peeks out because Scyther wasn't sure if he was right or left, because he knew that he was playing somewhere around the gold vault area but didn't know where. Canadian peeks out, wins the fight. Okay, and then Shepard gets off the plant. He realizes he's never going to be able to get this thing down. Kills Canadian. And then NVK had a misplay where he dropped the hatch. That was a very big misplay. However, he was able to put the bomb in between him and Shepard, and that saved the round. That was way too close for comfort.
That was a very risky play from NVK, though. If I can rain on his parade for just a second here. He had 3 HP, and he drops through the hatch when the clock still had 2 seconds left on it, and because of this, if Shepard gets the kill, that's it. That's all she wrote. Why drop through the hatch at that point? Why not wait until you know that the time...
Now, I'm going... Well, yeah, that was just a very, very poor play from NVK on his part. Normally he makes a lot smarter plays. Anyway, here's the first kill. NVK wins his gunfight against Dan. Scyther just pre-fires because he knew that barbed wire went down. Joystick wasn't expecting NVK to refrag. I think that was a little bit too far on that it wouldn't have actually stopped the planter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. I think it just hit Shepard for like 20 HP. So he killed Karzeka, so good job there, but that was very, very dangerous. So he now knows someone's planting. So, wins a gunfight against Scyther. That was just a nice job. However, Scyther hears that, 2 seconds left, realizes he's not going to be able to get the bomb down, looks for NVK, and shoots the bomb. Overall, a good try. But really, this entire basement hold is basically EG can hold servers, and Empire struggles to get control of it. And legitimately, if Necrox had played a bit more passively and didn't try and go for a nitro cell, not for a nitro, didn't try and go for a barbed wire down, he probably could have just wasted another 20, 30 seconds.
But hey, he won. It worked out for him. He's been taking a lot of risks rather throughout this whole match.
Now NVK is on. Okay, so now they're going Archives Tellers. There is a... So, there's really, in my opinion, there are 2 ways to hold Archives Tellers. You either hold it from above, or you hold it from the side. Where, if you either roam above, which is, in my opinion, the more dangerous strat, but also the most common one, because it's the easiest. And it's literally just as it sounds. You put bodies above. If the enemy tries to say we're not going to deal with them, then you jump down on them when they go for a plant. Or you open up a rotate hole somewhere around here, while having also this wall shotgunned out from the base, which allows you to basically rotate throughout the closet, the kitchen area, open area, the hallway, A bomb site, B bomb site. If you know nobody's been main lobby, you can go main lobby. You can flank the skylight from here or going around the door. You can then rotate up the main lobby stairs. You can go up the south stairs. You can then, if you somehow get it, you can rotate up the skylight stairs. You can then also drop the hatch here, inside the elevator to go down to basement, which you can then go, you can flank up the server stairs to skylight. You can then, there's just a lot of options when it comes to holding sideways rather than above, and I prefer that. However, it is what it is. So it looks like Empire, that EG is going for a top-down hold. So if I'm sure, basically, this wall is soft, reinforce these 2 walls. I think this got shotgunned out, castled, and I'm going to see what their actual setup is at the end. But really, they basically said, okay, let's drop the Valkyrie, and I need to see who's on who. But, there we go, hold on. Let me see if it showed right at the end. Alright, so if you watch Necrox here. There we go. So he's opening up a rotate hole right here, which is kind of what's needed when you want to rotate around. So it opens up the bomb site more. However, if you're holding inside of the B bomb site, or the A bomb site even, I think you're going to lose, just because it's hard to win. It's hard to win fights in there because there's not really many places you can hold safely, and all of the top is destructible. So I think rotating around and just playing fluidly is much better here. And then this hatch is reinforced in order to let people play inside of open area without getting cut off. These 2 are reinforced so that you can play upstairs without getting cut off from the from the windows over here. Hatches open inside the elevator for NBK to drop down. He's going to be playing upstairs with the help of his camera to see if anyone's pushing. Shepard is droning, finds out where NVK is, makes a call. They're trying to figure out who's on site, who's off site, what the overall setup is. And Empire has the same setup and is now going from top-down control. Who would have known? And then Canadian is playing below. My best guess is his goal is to play information gatherer where he helps NVK figure out where the enemy is coming from. And then there's a lot of rotate holes just downstairs. Then a minute 20 in, I think all of EG has fallen back down to the second floor. However, and it's only a minute 20 in, and it still takes like 30 to 40 seconds to actually set up. So they wasted maybe 30-40 seconds and a total of like 6 reinforcements. However, we have to see exactly what's going on. Anyway, basically they swapped some roles around. They dropped the Valkyrie and gave Geo Jaeger, NVK Castle. Necrox is on Smoke again, Canadian's on Pulse, and Young's on Mushroom. So here's the soft destruction, that's the issue. This is why it's hard to hold in sight. Little trick, you can shoot open floors, and you can hold angles with... I mean, not hold angles, you can shoot open floors, and if anybody's been below, you can track their footprints because of the increased range to Jackal around 6-ish months ago. That was just a... Necrox just hit his shots. He hit his shots, and he won the fight. So this is kind of how you have to hold it when you're holding in sight. You have to just take these fights. You can't just hide, because if you hide, you can get droned. You're gonna get moved around. You're not gonna like it. And see, Necrox now gets gunned. So I mean, you have 2 minutes in, your Smoke is dead, and I mean, you take out joystick, sure, but that is it's kind of a bad trade, I would say. Not a bad trade, but it would have been better if somebody else was dead. So, basically Empire is doing their top 4 clear, where they start over at... I mean, really, this map isn't... It's not a heavy strategy map, I want to say. There are pocket strats you can do, like EG's Rome attempt. However, most of this is more of a site execution map, where you have to know how to play with your teammates correctly, or there's going to be a lot of holes in your attack which defenders can slip through to go start roaming again. Anyway, this is shot open, so somebody can be playing on the bottom of south stairs and peek this doorway right here. And this is a default plant spot, so if they try and plant here and someone's playing the stairs, bam, they get shot. And right now it looks like Empire doesn't really know what's going on. They are not sure what EG is trying to do. Because Dan, he's looking he's looking for someone to be coming up those stairs right now, but he's not sure what actually is happening. So that's just kind of bad droning and a bit of bad coordination, I want to say. So, okay, main lobby now is the overall attack strategy. Hatch is open. Now Scyther has to check all of that, expose himself a little bit. But overall, this is basically a good hold from EG, because they're playing so passively. They're giving Empire no picks, and they're forcing them to go for the last 20 seconds of their push. So I think Empire is used to getting early picks, which gives them a man advantage at times, which then allows them to, kind of steamroll sight. Now, Young gets killed when he's out of position because he's not paying attention to the angles. Karzeka, I think he was playing above, possibly Skylight, but he manages to kill Canadian in sight. And then Geo kills Dan, the Thatcher, who was playing, I'm not even sure where at this point. So they're trying to figure out what is happening. NVK then gets the kill on the Scyther, but 1 second left. Bomb has to go down. NVK gets a kill. So, I think NVK made the call, okay, they're not planting over by this wall. I can't see him. Nobody really plants around A. Geo would have seen him, so the only other bomb site, or the only other plant spot is behind the desk. So then he goes for the shots, and he hits his shots, and that's all there is. So basically, EG, they did a good job where they played passive enough until the end that when Empire went to site, they couldn't do a full roam clear. I mean, you really can't if the enemy you can just drop down and then go back upstairs. So Empire, they didn't really, I guess Joystick had a I think Joystick had a job to do, but because he died, they had to kind of swap around roles some more. Say, okay, instead of flank watching, you now have to go an entry frag. I mean, it may not be that, something like that, but you have to kind of do things like that, which then cause the you get onto a role you're not necessarily comfortable with. So you basically you just have to play a role you're not comfortable with. And that's kind of what I think Empire kind of messed up with. And because of that, they kind of stalled out. They've been stalling out on here, and they haven't been getting the picks they needed early. And when they go to site, they get picks, but because they aren't watching the flanks anymore, they get gunned down from there. They're also spending so long that they have to go for a plant at 2 seconds. So that's really it. That's Empire's problem with Bank right now. They're bringing a good lineup to take it. However, their overall execution is they're getting killed a little bit too early, I want to say, and because of that, they're not getting as much map control as they want earlier, as quick enough. And due to that, their strategies, they're having to swap kind of who does what, and it's kind of hurting them. So now, EG is up 4-2. However, that's really good. Like a 3-3 is respectable, but being up 4-2 is where you want to be. Even if it is a defensive-sided meta, 4-2 is really the best. Necrox just goes and hits his shots. Exposes himself to Karzeka. Karzeka again from above. This is where the issue of holding in sight when the enemy is above is where it's a problem. Then Geo, I think, flanked up Skylight Stairs because Dan was supposed to watch it, but because Joystick was dead, he had to go. Dan, he got called to go do something else. EG, they saw that. Geo saw it. Went up the stairs, got a flank onto Dan. Now it's a 3v2. Then NVK is looking for picks. Shoot, I think he pre-fired Shepard through a wall, forced him to come off of it. Had a Scyther look for that fight. Scyther loses the fight, and then Karzeka just loses that fight against NVK. That was really the fight that NVK had to win. If he wins that, their chances of winning go up tremendously. If he loses it, they go down. And then Geo gets the kill on the planter. And good old Canadian with his little woos. He's a very hyped player. Alright, so now, side switch. Alright, the worst pistol in the game when it comes to destruction. Look at this thing just sucks. It's so hard to destroy things. Alright, so this is kind of the setup for taking the... Well, not the setup, but basically you put an Ella on these stairs with her shotgun. This is a very good shotgun. Her Grismont mines force the enemy to push when... Well, it disorients them and fucks up their aim. It then... and then she's close-quartered. She forces someone to jump a shield when they get disoriented by a mine, and then it's a shotgun at close range. I mean, this is basically how the stereotypical hold of it goes, and it's not usually a smoke. However, EG wanted a smoke. So let's see, reinforcement here, 2 reinforcements here. These are just basic. Rotate hold here. 1 Maestro cam here. I'm not actually sure if it could zap somebody who is planting here. Possibly, or maybe it's there just for information. Not sure which. Hatch reinforced, hatch reinforced, hatch reinforced. I'm assuming hatch there and hatch there. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm not sure where number 10 is.
You would expect them to contest the server stairs. And Dan bringing that shotgun on Ella, yeah, it's gonna...
Someone drops hatch and they're gonna get destroyed. And they're gonna trigger that goo mine. Not goo. God, what am I talking about? The Grismont mine, the Ella mine. So that's kind of the point of that one.
Shield that's gonna make defending from server stairs even easier.
So.
Got Jaeger's ADS is being placed in there.
So basically, roughly the same setup coming out of Empire as EG had, except instead of the I'm trying to figure out, instead of the Valkyrie, they have the Ella. Then EG, Thatcher, Hibana, Thermite, Zofia, but instead of Jackal, they're running Sledge because they want nades and they don't really need the roam clear ability. They have drones for that.
The sewer tunnel with his heartbeat detector to try and assist in that hold. And Choice 6 is going to be assisting as well. So, server focused hold here.
Call is made, that top floor is clear. Canadian goes in.
Are actually going to fall for that same trap because we saw when we saw the last time that Empire played on Bank a similar situation where they just held the stairs and it was a struggle.
So Canadian's just holding up flank on the main stairs for someone to come up. Nobody is roaming, so Necrox goes in there, starts getting hatches.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but with Maverick not banned, you could have him in play here if you really wanted him. You don't necessarily need the Hibana Thermite combo.
Now, talking about Maverick, he is very useful on this map when it comes to getting hatches. However, that's mainly if the Hibana is banned. So, if you have Hibana, then you can get 3 hatches. If you have the Maverick, you can get 2. So that's the reasoning why they're running the Hibana Thermite instead of Hibana Maverick or Maverick Thermite.
So it really comes down to personal preference.
Okay, so these hatches being destroyed kind of tells me that EG might be going for a back push. Like, more of a... Like, instead of going down servers, they're just going to say, we're not dealing with that Ella, we're going somewhere else. Because 2 Thermite charges and 2, maybe even... Yeah, so 2 Hibanas and 2 Thermite charges, they now can't open up the server wall. And because server wall is not open, they can't go for the default plan. So at this point, I would assume they're going for a different attack than default. Now NVK is going for a flank through garage. Alright, so MVK, so basically EG, they are not going for a server push. I can tell you that right now based on the Thermites and the Hibana charges. Because they do not want to deal with the Ella playing inside of the stairs. So their whole thing was they need to take garage control, which will then allow them to come down main stairs, which will then allow them to start pushing to then come down the elevators on the west side, which will then allow them to kind of take the vault area and then take the bomb site. So that's kind of the goal. So they had to win this fight on the Maestro. So NBK wins the fight. He hits his shots, and then he hits his shots on joystick as well. So Empire was not expecting this push. They were expecting a server push, and EG, they saw that and they said, okay, you're expecting a server push, we're not going to push server. So they pushed Garage with 2 bodies, kill the Maestro and the Jaeger, which then puts them into such a, now Empire is in a very bad spot. Young gets a kill. Really, this entire attack strat, what I can say is Empire was expecting a server push. They said, okay, we will hold server and we're going to go for these gunfights and we're going to fight you on this. And EG just said, okay, well, we're in Garage now. 2 of you are dead. Wait, no, now it's 3. Wait, 4. 4 are dead now. Okay, 1v5, let's do this. So this is over now. This is over just based on the gunfight ability of really of NBK. And yeah, I want to actually see if I can pull up a map of the Rainbow Six maps. Let's see, bank. Here we go. All right, so basically, okay. So normally, second floor. Let's see this. So normally, the way you attack on this map is you take kind of skylight. You basically will put someone on the windows here as you take skylight control, and you have someone come from terrace, and you basically start taking the map. So you clear out this room, you then clear out this room, you have somebody on terrace / roof clearing out this, and with all of these 4 clear, you can now push in and go to hallway. You can then clear out the hallway. You can have conference room cleared, executive all clear, this banana thing cleared, and then you can clear basically the entire top floor by doing that. Then you may have someone in main lobby sitting right here who's just on a drone, and his goal is to stop someone from flanking upstairs. But really, that's the entire way you take bank for a roam clear. You put one person here, maybe one person say here, one person here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You then have somebody droning. Once it's clear, enters, holds angle, enters, maybe watches flank, enters, and then they clear it. Then after that, they move down, they open up at least the way I like doing is I like opening up hatches, especially let's say this hatch and this hatch. Because once you open up those hatches, we go to the first floor. That was this hatch here. And I'm trying to remember which one. I think this one. Yes, those 2 hatches there. So you now, if you're playing inside a main lobby, if somebody's playing inside of tellers, well, you have someone playing here still. So now somebody's going to have to, what is it? Somebody's going to have to either, you really can't rotate as a defender anywhere around here because you're not sure if somebody's going to be playing here on these windows or on the garage itself over there. So main lobby you can't play. And you can't play a lone office because nobody can, if I know you're a lone office, I can rappel on these windows and shoot you, I can repel on these windows, and I think I can get an angle on you, and I can go here and get an angle on you. So overall, it's stupid to you can't hold inside alone. So then you can drone out the tellers area, archives area, and admin area, and you have these hatches open on the open area, so you really can't hold inside of open area once those are open. So you can't hold in there. You have to go staff. However, if someone's skylight, they can just hold an angle from here down to here, so you're cut off there. So this is kind of, and so really the only option is basically once you lose these hatches, you just have to rotate down the stairs, at which point the attackers can just say, okay, we need to put someone on flank watch there and someone on flank watch there, and that's it. That is the entirety of that's how you basically roam clear the second and first floor. Then once that is done, you can start your basement attack. Now normally, what is this? Perfect, okay. So, normally, the attack, once you take normally the main attack that you do on bank is a server push for basement. So with that, you open up server hatch, and then from there you clear out server room. Normally someone will be playing behind here if they are holding there, and then clear out somebody playing inside of the stairs. Once those two things, really this is where you bring nades. You Thatcher here, open up this, somebody's holding this door here, someone with nades just bounces it off, lands, there you go. This is now clear. They now nade guy comes over here, chunks one behind the server, kills someone behind server, bam, you now clear server. Server is now clear. You open up this wall, Planter faces that direction, scoots little by little in, bomb goes down. If he hears the rip of a nitro cell, he runs out, and however if he doesn't, then he just goes, plants the bomb, falls back. Because really, you don't have to worry about any of this area so long as you can take this servers. Because if you have someone you need one person flank watching the main stairs in order for this push to work. At which point, if you can put 4 bodies all in server, then you can win. Now, normally you would have somebody playing on top of this hatch because there's normally a rotate hole there and possibly here. And then you may also put someone there. So say you have 2 people here, 1 person watching the flank from stairs, 1 person planting, 1 person holding the server, holding from, say, I don't even know, maybe we'll just say here to the doorway. But really, it's this hatch guy that's going to be the main contestant. And that's kind of the default attack and the default way of really taking it, because this hatch can look down the hallway for probably roughly up until about here, give or take. This person can see anybody who goes there. So yeah, really it's, and then this person can be looking kind of down there, and this person can also look down there. But I mean, if this hatch is open, you can't be playing here or this area due to just the angles. However, EG made a different call. Because 90% of the time it's a server push, they said, okay, let's not do a server push, because they're expecting that. So they open up, I'm pretty sure, hatch. I think they just open up all of the hatches. That's the 3. I think if I remember correctly, it was Hibana, Thermite. So with that, the hatches are now open. They then put NVK coming down garage, and they had someone else backing him up. NVK slaps the the Maestro, and then kills the Jaeger when he's looking for a refrag. So bam, now it is a 3 versus 2. So if I remember correctly, Empire, they had somebody, not right there, they had more. Empire had somebody playing there, and I want to say, I'm not sure where the last player was. Somewhere around the general area of here is what I want to say. Possibly playing in the red hallway, but I'm not 100% sure on the third person's area. However, EG, they put two bodies. They put two bodies playing inside of here. They then had Geo come down holding the main stairs. And then I think they had one person playing the hatch here. And I'm not sure about the rest, but really it's the garage control is the big one. Because once you have garage control, they were able to contest inside of lockers, and it cuts off all of this area right here. And with holding the main stairs as well, you now really can't be playing any of this area. It's really all of this that I'm marking is basically area that Empire can no longer play because of this setup. However, one thing to note is that the smoke tried to contest NVK on the angle. That was not a smart play on the smoke. I think it was a smoke. It could have possibly been a mute, but I think it was a smoke. So the smoke tried to contest, and he lost the fight. I think person, whatever, over here got gunned from the hatch, or one of the hatches. And then Geo, from the main stairs, walked in and won his gunfights on the pulse, I think. Can't actually remember who it was. But that's basically what happened there.
I don't even know if they droned out the Ella, but Evil Geniuses said, "Oh, they're holding server? We expected that. We're gonna go somewhere else. It's fine." And they
Yep, and Kickstarter just explained everything.
okay.
They're holding server, we're gonna go somewhere else.
On an individual level, NVK. So he's been really performing above.
So, Maestro gets a call out. However, let's see if I want to go a little pixel by pixel. So, you can see his foot before you see him. That's one of the reasons I don't like playing this angle. So really, this is your only cover. However, because this is square, this is circle, and if you see foot, NVK will see the foot, can then react, and then even though the Maestro cam may have been spotting these two, there's a crossfire. Canadian's holding here, NVK's holding here. He's going to get one of them at best. So then NVK shoots. Scyther, was it? No, that was Shepard. Shepard misses. This is where crosshair placement comes in. Really, Shepard just walked into their line of fire, and that was it. And bam, NVK gets the kill. Then he crosshair placement again, moves over. So basically, what happened there was kind of game sense, where NVK, he moved behind a pillar, got shot at, and just knew general direction. Not the general, he knew the exact placement of them. Shot, and because his crosshair placement and recoil control is so good, he hit the head through a car window, which he probably couldn't even see.
I remember way back.
Okay, no. So Ella, the third player who I didn't know her positioning, was trying to make a flank coming up the server stairs, which makes sense. However, that shouldn't really happen, because you will know, well, EG knows that there's two ways to come out of this site. You can either go up the server stairs or the main stairs. Well, you have a body on main stairs, so Young's just going to hold this angle and wait for a flank. Gets a kill. So really, that's it. Dan kind of threw away his life right there. Maybe it was a bad call out on the side of Empire, but maybe it was just going for play, but really, that was not the play. Then Smoke tries to contest NVK. NVK wins.
You could not hold a garage on bank against NVK. That is one trait that he has always had, and it's
And then Canadian wins. Wait, was that Canadian? I thought it was. That was Geo. Hold on. No, that was Geo. Yeah, my bad. So Geo wins the fight. And really, that was just a story of NVK won his gunfight because he attacked. No, the EG attacked in a way that Empire wasn't ready for. So that was the story of that round. Tactical timeout comes out. Oh lord, since I'm not even halfway done with this. Well, actually, am I? Oh no, never mind. I am. I'm a moron. I don't know my time. 60 minutes, not 100. Anyway, EG is now up 2-5. That is very, very good. They need to win 2 more rounds in order to win this map. However, Empire is not a bad team by any stretch. By the way, that drone hole, you can get a drone in there. It comes from the garage like ramp. That's where it comes from. It's like a little hole over there. It took me months to actually figure out what that was for.
And while Walker's takes are not entirely uncommon, it is a bit odd to see it used immediately.
So this barbed wire is for a hatch drop, which kind of confuses me, but it's there. Anyway, server hatch is reinforced. Cam goes here. These cameras, there's like a little indent. It is very hard to see them.
Because Empire will likely be more prepared for it.
That is true. One thing we should notice, yes, wow, Evil Genius's person.
This hatch is open, which tells me that most likely there's going to be somebody roaming upstairs for a little while, but shooting some shots, and then we'll drop down and run away once they get pressured.
Really well executed. At the same time, Empire did not adjust at all. No, there was so little adjustment.
I'm assuming Joystick is getting these hatches. Anyway, 2 of these same reinforcements. Barbed wire goes under the hatch right there from Kozeka just to stop a hatch drop. These barbed wires confuse me because they they're coming from they're in places meant to react to somebody dropping a hatch. However, if you're dropping a hatch, then you're doing it out of desperation. And EG isn't really, they're not going to be if they're in a desperation spot, you're probably going to win it due to your overall plays, and the barbed wire isn't going to be needed. And this barbed wire here, if you drop hatch, you can already see down the hallway. You're not dropping hatch and running. You're dropping hatch and shooting, so I'm confused by that.
The reason why you put your resources there is because you know that your opponents are going to have.
Okay, so some changes made. No more Ella. They switched to Valkyrie. Basically, this is Empire thought that it was going to happen. They got slapped, and now they said, okay, we cannot invest so much into this server. We now have to invest everywhere and go for more of a 50-50 split rather than like a 70-30 split where they invest like 70% of their resources to one site, 30% to another. So Dan goes off of Ella, flexes onto Valkyrie, and then the rest is the same, I think. Then NVK is now on Thatcher. Necrox, Young, and Geo are all on the same roles. And then Canadian dropped the... Who did he drop? He dropped the Zofia for the Twitch. Now, my best guess from that is they saw, okay, they are running Maestro cams and Valkyrie cams. I use and Jaeger devices. So, really? This is a good call? Well, goodish call, I would say, depending on how effective he is with the gadget. Because he can... I'm adjusting my chair. But... Really? Canadian can safely take out the Maestro cams and can search for Valkyrie cams without exposing himself. He can then also take out joysticks Jaeger devices, which will then allow Geo to use his nades much more effectively. So that's the overall thought process of the Twitch. Also, Twitch has a really fucking good gun. That's also part of it. He wants to win his fights. He had kind of a bad... He had a pretty bad tournament, I want to say, this weekend. Like, they got second place overall, but... I mean, So they got second place overall, but Kane, bad calls, didn't play his best. I mean, had a bad tournament, and it happens. It's 2 days of your life. So I want to see if I can get a top-down view of this, but I don't think they give me one. It's kind of annoying. I think it probably would be a bit better. So I think that might actually be a friendly. I'm not sure though. No, it is not. That's joystick on Empire. Oh yeah, I'm so used to EG being blue that I'm thinking joystick's supposed to be orange. But joystick. So I think this is a bit of a mistake from Canadian. He doesn't know joystick is here. Repels straight on in once he knows the room is clear, but doesn't know if the top floor is clear, and because of that, he is exposing himself. But no, now it looks like he does know, but he doesn't know the exact positioning. So now, joystick knows his positioning, and Canadian's trying to get joysticks. This is kind of not the best in my opinion. I'm also not sure who shot joystick. He may have just taken some damage from an impact grenade, but I'm not sure. Now Canadian, this is a very awkward fight to take, and so really this is joystick. He is very good at winning gunfights, so he just peeked that and he won. I think EG kind of assumed that there wasn't going to be a roamer upstairs, went in too early without backing their team up, and joystick got the frag. And that's all there is to it. This is a mistake from Evil Geniuses, and it shows this is kind of where the team chemistry comes together, where a minute in, you have a body dead, nobody to refrag him, and that's just overall a poor attack from EG. So those are the windows I'm talking about. However, joystick has done his job. He gets a kill, wasted a minute, and now he can literally lay down behind that desk and do nothing. Literally, he could take his hands off his mouse and keyboard and go take a bathroom break, and he would still have done his job. So Necroc should have already been here.
He's still being spotted. And because of this, EG are aware that, yes, we don't have map control, but two, we're taking away too much time on the clock.
It's half the round already.
The problem is that if you have Necrocs lose this fight, you're in a major disadvantage due to that being one of your heart breachers.
And this is joystick we're talking about. He's lost half of his HP here to Aaron.
So this is why I say that this is kind of an execution map, where you have to have team chemistry to win, because right now, Canadian entered by himself. He loses his gunfight. And because of that, half the round is gone. It's going to take more time to get rid of that. Joystick is doing his job, and this is a basement defense. So it takes time to do your attack strat.
But he keeps getting marked. He keeps getting thrown.
He gets marked. NBK has moved positions. He's no longer holding the angle because, I mean, he can't hold the same angle for 2 minutes straight. Then Necrox does get the kill on joystick. Now there is a minute left. Necrox is half dead. Canadian's dead. And there's a minute for a side execution.
But how long did it take?
He also took down Canadian, so I would say that was very worthwhile.
Yes.
I would say that's a victory for joystick, and you can move on from there, knowing that you did.
Not sure why Necrox pinged that hatch. Maybe they're going for another back push, but that's kind of a strategy that only works once. And I don't think they have the time to clear out everything.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Oh no, never mind. I think the hatch was already opened, and that's why they didn't have to worry about it.
You've also put Necrox in a position where even a small bit of a C4 explosion will kill him, and he's also far more susceptible to falling to a toxic canister. Now, for EG. They've got Young holding on to that diffuser. So he's going to be the one that's going to
So 20 seconds left. I'm not even sure if server wall is opened. NBK is on the hatch. However, this is always an awkward angle to take whenever you're trying to fight the rotate hole. 16 seconds left. There's a smoke from Karzeka. So, really, this was just a bad attack from Evil Geniuses where they spent too much time trying to take out Joystick. Lost a body in the process. Spent probably the majority of the... Like, I want to say at least... I think they spent like a minute 40 really trying to kill him. And now it's kind of just a clusterfuck. So Plant's going down, but Karzeka gets the kill. That it is what it is. Bad roam clear. Wasted too much time. Because of that, they had to rush the side execution, just drop hatches. They got gunned down. Didn't work. Like that was it. That was the entire thing. So it was overall just a bad call from Canadian. So this is just a nice shot.
That right there, that's the crippling blow. So that is Joystick playing excellently.
I think Joystick might have actually almost hit that shot as well.
That right there.
So he hits that shot. So Necrox comes in. Joystick, I think, is holding an angle. Wait, was that? Yes. Joystick, Necrox is at full HP right now when he swings. He's now down to half before he even shoots. But he manages to hit the head. From what I can see here, there's 1, 2, 3 bullet traces that I can see. And I mean, I know there's 2, but I'm not sure about the 3rd, but that is very, very close. If Joystick hit that head right there, that would be the round. But Necrox does get the kill.
Playing excellently. And a mistake by Canadian. Also, that was a beautiful shot.
Joystick was also very old.
Necrox tried to drop down the hatch to go for a flank, which makes sense because of how... because if everybody's focused on stopping the plant from going down at 12 seconds, which a lot of teams will do, flanks like that can be very damaging. However, Empire, they said, okay, we have 4 bodies. Everybody just hold your positioning. I got this. You got that. And they didn't lose their cool. And so Dan hits his shots. He's doing his job. Geo drops. He kills the pulse. Gets gunned down from behind by Shepard.
He did eat some damage, I believe, in that engagement. But, yeah, great job to Joystick, though. Again, individual effort there. I think that saved that round.
That was a nice shot on the NVK. I'm not even sure how Karzeka did that, but just well done. But overall, too long roam clearing, lost the body, and that's the whole story of it. Now, a lot of times teams will run a castle in order to castle those windows that you just saw, which will then allow it'll allow the defenders to rotate more freely in sight because they don't have to deal with the pressure coming from the west side. That's really the whole thought process. But now, actually some changes from Empire. So they dropped the Valkyrie for the castle on Dan. They took Scyther and moved him from... I'm not even sure who they moved him from. I want to say... No, they have Shepard on Smoke. Who did they move him from? Pulse. Okay, so they moved Scyther from Pulse onto Doc. I mean, it's a long-range engagement. You can give health to people. Makes sense. Joystick is still on Jaeger. Joystick is your definition of an Ash Jaeger main. Except the only difference between him and most Ash Jaeger mains is he is good. Then Karzeka is back on to Maestro. Now, on EG, some changes. Necrox is no longer on Hibana, because EG, they will change up their strategies for each site. Empire will have a setup that will allow them to do basically be 80% effective, but 80% effective on every site. EG, on the other hand, is someone, well, but then it allows also Empire to be safe, so they can attack every single site with the same lineup, while they are prepared for every single site, even if they're only 80% prepared. While EG, on the other hand, is a team where if they know where you're going, they're going to change up their operator selection so they can be, say, 95 or 100% effective. However, if you then don't go there, they may only be, say, 60% effective. So that's kind of the trade-off and the risk-reward type due to the changes. So the overall setup, MVK is still on Thatcher. He's kind of been a Thatcher main this season. Personally, I don't agree with it. I think he's a really good gunfighter, but that's where they want him. Necrox is on Zofia. Zofia is a very good operator. She brings a lot to the table. Good gun, good utility. Also, one thing I know, NVK used to be a sledge main, so he may just like the L85, but they don't need a sledge and they want a Thatcher in case of a bandit, mutes, or Cade. Then Young is on Thermite. Young is a hard support player. Basically, he's on Thermite or Necrox is on Hibana. And if he's not on Thermite, he's on someone else. Like, he was a Blackbeard. He didn't main Blackbeard, but he was a Blackbeard player for a very long time and was very good at it. Canadian is kind of a flex player. Well, he is a flex player. He plays just about everything. And so he's on Buck. I mean, they want to bring grenades and they want to bring the ability to play vertically. So if they can take below, he can make life hell. Then Geo is on Nomad. Nomad is completely stupid. I mean, it's Nomad. It literally just throw your gadget down, bam, bait them to come in for the run out, and bam, and you're good.
So we'll see what happens on CEO now.
So rotate there. Exact same rotates that EG had. Only difference is they are throwing a wall up there they're throwing a wall here in order to make sure that they can't get shot from there, but roughly same setup. You put 2 reinforcements there, 2 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm assuming these 2 are destroyed. And now 9 and 10 go wherever they are. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe here, but I'm not sure. And then castle barricades, they have there and there. If I'm sure... I feel like these 2 windows, I'm not sure exactly why they're all... I'm not sure about the reasoning for here and not why these 2 are left blank, but I'm not sure if they're pros. I'm not.
Most of the time, even when you're going to have your attackers go through those CEO panels, you want to have at least 1 egg.
So,
Possibly 2.
those are getting set up now. Well, not set up. Those 2 windows are getting covered now.
I mean, Kaid does have
Is Dan going for a spawn kill? No. So Dan was just opening up windows just to kind of waste some time. Canadian, I think, is shooting the camera. I think you can get an angle on it from right here. Then attack begins. So this is kind of the thing about opening windows. It causes... You can jump out of them at a moment's notice with no sound cues. I mean, you're going to get the breaking of the window. However, it's going to be breaking as you jump out, which, I mean, you have whatever reaction time you want. You're probably not going to be able to do anything about that. Then, really, yeah, that's the whole purpose of why they're broken out already. NVK, just getting at angles onto the roof. You can do that like 90-degree turns. You can jump up, vault onto it, but you can also fall off. So gotta be careful about that. Okay, so let me go back here, back some more. Okay, so this is opened up here so that you can throw an impact up here and destroy any thermite charge. However, if you know they're doing that, I think you can crouch place it, or I think you can put it on the ground, and because I think the ground is soft there.
the Nomad, if these air jabs are used on the windows, then it's going to make a difference when they go to vault on out, depending on when that air jab gets triggered.
I don't think it triggers vaults like in midair. Does it do that? I thought you had to be like standing.
It's actually a very good question.
Yeah, I've never experimented.
Vault out a window. I haven't either.
No. Well, I suppose we'll find.
So this is kind of this is kind of an oversight from EG in my opinion. Nobody's watching below Skylight, so Thermite is lucky he didn't get picked by Joystick right there. This is kind of, in my opinion, a bad attack strat, where you have to be capable of backing your team up, and if Thermite gets killed there, nobody's going to be able to refrag Joystick, I'm pretty sure. Like, so yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. I'm not sure about the overall setup. Not sure where Geo is. Okay, Geo is playing on top of Skylight. There we go. So Joystick guns down Young. One Thermite charge went off, another one didn't. But this is kind of the oversight thing where EG, I think if EG you play out of their, if you give them something they haven't seen before, they're going to falter. That's basically it. There's no reason Joystick should have been able to play that position, but he was. Scyther kills Canadian then. So this is overall just not a... Oh, that's just a missed shots by Necrox. That's just bad luck. Really, 3v5, minute left. Not looking good.
Possibly cut down any flanks that would happen inside of that Skylight stairwell. At least you were able to get one of those panels open if you're EG onto the CEO wall. But EG's last round and this round too both find themselves being victims of the clock more than anything.
So now you see, EG is now looking all around the Skylight. They're worried about Joystick. And Necrox is just trying to go for picks. He missed the pick he needed on, I think, Scyther, but I'm not sure about that. But overall, this is just a oversight from EG where they couldn't refrag and they lost. And I don't know if they lose this. I think they do, but if they win it, there's going to be a very good win, and most likely due to oversights on Empire's part. Because now nobody's watching the hallway. Scyther kills Geo as he tries to, I think, probably go through... Okay, yeah, he just tried to walk into Silent Plant, and it didn't work, and Diffuser's now lost. Now, Necrox gets a kill, MVK gets a kill. That is very important kills. However, it's still a man advantage to Empire. 16 seconds left. They don't have the Diffuser. Empire knows this. And... EG is going to have to plant, but when they plant, that person can't use their gun, which effectively turns it into a 3 versus 1 situation.
Let's say no more. There's 2 kills from EG. Dan is there to take out NBK, and where are you, Necrox? 10 seconds to go. In the worst position that you can find yourself here on Bank. It's Death Trap. You're going to have to swing on in. It's a joint effort from NBK.
And Crossfire, 2 peeks at once. You're not winning that. But really, that was just the... EG was too spread out, and they couldn't, and nobody was watching where the Jaeger could come from. Young gets killed, making it so they have to bottleneck into sight, which makes it so that it's much harder to plant. So really, that's just what happened. They lost bodies early. They couldn't take closet control, so they couldn't take control of the other bomb site. They couldn't have anybody really watching the holds they needed, and they lost. You know, I'm just saying, like, you see how close these people are? I really feel like somebody could just walk up to stage, take the trophy, and just walk out. Like, I kind of would... I'd be kind of amused if that happened.
And CEO, very comfortable, it seems, for Team Empire. A little bit of trepidation on the side of Evil Geniuses. We were seeing earlier a lot of...
Oh, nope, here we go. Alright, so... Gun gets shown, which tells Scyther where Canadian's coming from. Canadian gets slapped because of it. Good play from Scyther. Or just good shots. Scyther then someone makes a call. Okay, they're pushing through the hole. Scyther shoots through the wall. It's soft. Korzeka gets slapped by Necrox. Joystick comes around for a flank. NVK, great. Good game sense, good aim. Gets the kill. has to run through smoke,
Unfortunately, it's working against
gets killed from an angle he wasn't prepared for. Shepard was peeking the right of that wall. Someone else was peeking the left. Necrox dies. But really, they couldn't open up both walls, couldn't take closet, and that fucked them over.
Take it to a site or setting yourself up to repel a take into a site. That's what Empire does well. What has just happened, by the way, with Cypher and
Oh boy,
Joystick?
that is not good.
Looks like it was
Alright, so that's kind of a misplay. Scyther and Joystick are now down to like 40 HP each. That is huge. When you have two players losing a combined total of 100 HP, that's massive. Because they're 2 bullets each. They are honestly 2 bullets each, and that is that's a big problem.
Scyther's used both of his impacts, so I'm guessing Joystick walked in front of Scyther because there's only one impact full. So yeah, Joystick walked.
So really, one thing I know about that is actually no, it's not too big of a deal because you have Dan and Shepard, and they both have shotguns, and those shotguns can be used to open up more rotate holes. So the overall impacts, the loss of one isn't too big. The big deal is they could not. Well, the big deal is they tried to play baseball, but brought the wrong balls,
Walked in front of Scyther, and then they had to use
and now they're half dead.
to open up one hole, and then both players took a lot of damage. That's my guess.
So these panels are going down to protect somebody playing above sight, most likely Joystick, from anybody shooting from the west. That's the whole purpose of those reinforcements. Then I want to go back a few. Back we go. Back we go. Perfect. These two are reinforced. Shotgunned out the bottom of this. Barbed wire there and there to stop from the doors or from just coming in from, like, was it proning in? Rotate hole here so they can run around open area. I love having rotate holes here. Maybe one day people in ranked will figure that out, but that day was not yesterday. More reinforcements over here. I see 3 people upstairs. So castle's going here and here, which you can play. This will give you a lot of room to play around in. Then reinforcements going down here, and possibly reinforcements there.
I'd like to see. Now, it is a
Nope.
teller's defense here, which means you're going to have a heavy CEO.
No more rotate hole and closet.
This, I'm not gonna lie.
That was you saw the castle putting up the barricade there. That purpose is literally just a sound cue, so if someone tries to come in, he's gonna hear that.
Losing 100 HP and more, sorry, early on is really bad.
There's no resets anymore. For those that are unfamiliar with what a reset is, it's when you knock down your teammate and then pick them back up, or your teammate is down by something else and you pick them back up. They got 20 HP now instead of 50. So this is just hope.
So little changes coming up. Dan's now on Cade. Scyther is on Castle instead of Dan being it. But Shepard and Joystick same roles, and Crozet is now on the Valkyrie. My best guess is they're saying, okay, we're not really getting much use out of the Maestro, so let's drop him. Pulse isn't going to be too needed here. It's not our play style, so let's not bring him. And then Ella's not going to be needed, so we don't care about her.
Lost from Empire because of those
Really just switching around a few roles.
unfortunate set of circumstances that befell both Scyther and Joystick. And it's really going to make a big difference in a gunfight too.
So Necrox is going into the main lobby to kind of just cut off anybody that goes through.
So, the last time and the only time that we've seen Tellers be defended was Evil Geniuses in round number 6, and basically the way that they played it was the heavy roam presence up on that second floor, but they peeled off early. Very early, actually. It was, I think, about 50 to 60 seconds in where EG began to sound the horns.
So now Canadian hasn't just repelled in, he's waiting now. He realized he kind of messed up on the last time it happened, so now he's playing a bit more passive.
A couple members of Empire very early.
Almost hit the shots on the Joystick there. He may have actually hit a bullet, but it was through a wall. Joystick then gets hurt even more.
Put in a position where he
Wall gets opened above. Joystick drops off down to open air. Good play from him.
While we were talking, Joystick got softened up by what I'm imagining is probably 1 or 2 bullets flying through some form of debris or wall, because now he's sitting on almost literally 1 HP.
So joystick, basically, I think all of Empire just gave up top control, and now they went down.
That we know from joystick so well often doesn't need a refrag or a trade-off because he's able to win those fights on his own. And the weakest position they fight
So this Valkyrie waiting for somebody to come to the closet hallway to throw him. A nitro cell caught, catch him off guard, didn't work though. The Young is now at 70 HP.
none the wiser as to whether or not it hurt any member of EG.
Young walking away from that alive is going to be huge for Evil Geniuses moving forward.
So Young is the only... Okay, so one change I forgot to mention, Necrox is now an IQ. The reasoning for that is they know that Empire is bringing a lot of Valkyrie, and they do not want to deal with those cameras.
Evil Genius is now full top floor control. They need to start turning it into, though, sight pressure. Joystick, again, as you said, still in that deep roam. Looks like he's gone.
So they knew someone was playing elevators, trying to nade them out.
Archives.
Gets him out, but doesn't kill him.
Actually holding this part of the site. Maybe we can just pressure straight on in.
Those marks were very out of date, but that grenade had Scyther's name on it. They'll miss. Shepard will try to hold down any
So 30 seconds in, 30 seconds left, 5 versus 5.
stairs. He's positioned as smoke, so he can
So this is
He uses one toxic canister with
in a bad spot for EG, because in a 5 versus 5, you're gonna have to just go for frags, and a lot of times it does not work.
I can deal with that timing. Dan will see what shelter above him slowly disappear as Young
Plant
gets
is
out of
going
sight.
down,
Scyther
though.
finds NBK, but Empire might not be aware of where the position is. Joystick falls to Canadian.
Yeah, so I think that they EG made a I think that Empire was ready for a plant to go down right here, and due to that, they were unready for the plant to go down the other bomb site.
Went down successfully under the nose of Empire.
Yeah, and so they just were not ready for it, and now EG has top floor control. Empire's down a man, and they're in a very bad spot. They have no information.
Skarzeka will wander around one of the cabinets inside of archives, look around and see Young like a
So I think overall what happened here was Empire. It kind of is what happened the first round they lost, where they basically they expected something, and EG read into that and went somewhere else. So normally you don't plant in this bomb site. You take the other one. You take main lobby. However, they said, okay, we're not gonna be able to do that, so we're not gonna do that. So they left. So they kind of left the bomb site, and they didn't leave the bomb site. They went to the other bomb site, and it worked. And that's the story of here.
hand on top of the diffuser.
It's now 3v3.
Quite well, and Young had no idea that was coming.
However, top floor control is still held by EG, and Shepard for some reason is down in basement. I don't know why, but he's there.
Members of EG are. EG in a position now where they're going to have to try to come back.
Dan just wins a fight there. That is a fight that he needed to win, and he won it.
Looked like it was going to be a disable for a second. There another.
And then this was just kind of a bad hold. Geo kind of fucked over Necrox right there, because it was Geo's job to hold those stairs. There's no reason that Dan should be able to walk through the main door, up the stairs, gun Geo,
And on Skylight Tide.
but instead he does.
Position now where they're going to have to try to come back. Oh, Dan, a beautiful shot onto Geo. Because it looked like it was going to be a disable for a second. There
And then Necrox has to try and get into a new position. However, as he's doing that, he gets gunned down.
Tying all of this together, looking for another body.
And then Canadian probably didn't think he was that close, and was probably baited out by the defuse.
3 kills, and Dan is unstoppable up top.
So Dan just won Empire that round. That was a good. So basically, EG had the better attack. Well, not the better attack. They had the better mid-game adaptation, where they said, okay, we aren't going to be able to take this site because we kind of spent way too long doing this. So instead, we're going to go to the other bomb site. They get the bomb down, but then Empire manages to equalize that, turn into a 3 versus 3. At which point Geo fucks up in holding the flank. Necrox then gets gunned out of position, and Canadian, I don't know what happened there, probably bad callouts, but he gets gunned. And then bam, Empire wins.
And a round that EG had and looked to have fooled their opponents will go the other way.
So yeah, all Dan there. That was Dan winning it, and he loses any of those. He loses any of those gunfights. Empire would not have won.
Using the pistol.
So let's see. NVK gets gunned. I want to actually see for a second.
Just started fragging. Hanakai using the pistol.
Alright, so this is, I think NVK just kind of peeked out without knowing the exact positioning of Scyther. Maybe he did. Let me check the health. Nope. Actually, yes. So, never mind. Basically, NVK peeks out, but he's crouch walking instead of standing up. So he's moving slower, and then also this kind of messes up people where you're crouching, you may come out faster, but your head may not see the guy as long, but it's kind of an awkward fight. And so NVK misses the headshot. Scyther lands his shots because I think he sees feet before NVK sees him. Then Canadian Joystick has done that flank twice, 2 or 3 times now, so they were probably ready for it. He gets the kill. Canadian then guns down Scyther because they're holding open area without top-down control.
Well, let's go Empire. I thought it was
Karzeka. Okay, so then Canadian gets the kill on the guy below him, but then gets gunned down by Dan above.
Yeah, they're I wouldn't say they're chanting for anyone in particular as much as they're chanting for I'd say that.
So that was just, yeah, this fight right here was the one that that EG needed to win, and it was lost. That's all there is to it. So I really want to get this down like slow motion.
Chanting for anyone in particular.
See, this is just Geo messed up because Dan might be at full HP. Geo might be a one shot, but Geo is peeking him as Dan is sprinting, and then he's shooting now, shooting, misses all his shots. There's at least 4 or 5 shots that if they hit, Geo would have died. Geo would have won the fight. EG would have won the round. So that's really the story of the reason why EG lost this round. And I'm not saying like Geo's a bad player or anything like that. I'm just saying that he messed up and he potatoed a little bit, and because of that, EG really lost the round. Now maybe if Necrox was holding an angle behind the couch, maybe they would have won that, but really that's just on Geo, I want to say. And then Canadian gets a kill, but then he gets refragged.
Empire's made an awful lot of fans since their triumph in the Challenger League and the rise they've been on so far and how well they've done. But EG's got a very large, very vocal, and very established fan base, similar to some of the other big teams that have just been around for years, literally years.
So now, basic setup coming out from Empire. They are electing to go downstairs now, since I think they won both upstairs and Telly's archives.
Empire have done an impressive job of bringing this back.
So all the hatches are reinforced. Basic reinforcements go down.
4-2, and then EG put themselves up 5-2 the first round in the second half, and now it's nice and even.
It was a tactical timeout, though.
It was?
EG took the tactical timeout and won the next 3 rounds in a row. Empire took a tactical timeout and has now won the last 3 rounds in a row.
So will this be where it all kind of filters out, or I mean, what's going to happen? Because the tactical timeout only goes so far, right?
What comes next?
Yeah, what comes next is the question. Basement defense here for Empire. They've had mixed success here. Lost the first time, won the second time. And the first time it was.
So same attack strat coming out from EG. It's almost the exact same lineup coming out from the first round for EG, except they now have for the first basement attack, except I think they're dropping Zofia for the Twitch. But then roughly the same setup from Empire. Dan's on Valkyrie, Shepard's on Maestro, Scyther is on Pulse, Joystick is on his good old Jaeger, and Karzeka is on the Smoke.
Was, I believe, Evil Genius is a locker take. Unorthodox. Good take, though. The second time they lost it because of Joystick's amazing roam on CEO. Canadian got shut down. So much time wasted by Team
So I think that there's just a hard hold from Empire, everybody downstairs. You know, Necrox is just waiting for somebody to come, waiting for a call. Is service clear? Well, they know service is clear. Now they're just double checking it because information from 20-30 seconds ago is absolutely useless. Young is now getting his thermite charge off. Now both walls get opened up. And now, yeah, that's really just the overall thing. Hatches are opened, and thermite walls have also been opened. So this is where the Twitch comes in.
There you go. Okay. Canadian did get it, but it took him one extra zap.
It's both Evil Eyes done as well.
Yeah, great job there to.
So they found a Valkyrie camera in sight. There now. Geo then nades Dan, and I think Scyther might be downed as well. I want to see that nade kill. Okay, so that's from Red Hallway. Basically, there's a hatch in open area where you can just nade down it and you can get kills on people playing here. This is where the strength of being able to destroy the Jaeger devices comes in. And Scyther gets picked back up. He's at 20 HP. 30 seconds, but I think that was a bad smoke. NVK, that's just a nice shot that was hit, and then Geo kills Karzeka, which really just hurts Empire. That is just 2 picks they could not give away, which they did. And then Canadian just walks in and says, I'm going to take this fight, and he wins it. Now, Joystick 1v5, he's a great player, but he's not that great. So that was just Joystick's in a 1v5. He manages to take one, loses it, but he's in a crossfire, so he dies. So overall, a good, really just it came down to gunfights again. Good attack, good defense. Some gunfights were lost, and some, I want to say basically EG hasn't really been using nades much, and this is the first real kill I think they got with nades. And because of that, they were able to get a kill. And if they had been running nades more often, they probably would not have actually been able to get that one kill. But that one kill opened up everything else. Alright, here we go. There's the nade. Now I'm not sure whether or not there was a Jaeger there that got destroyed by either the EMP or the Twitch drone, but either way, that was just, I hope there was, because if not, that was an oversight from Empire's part. Karzeka peaks when he should not have peaked, and then Shepard, I'm pretty sure, should not. I'd say, yeah, Shepard just he stayed too long, and NVK was just able to tap away and get him.
See, that was great what we just saw from the Pulse and the Valkyrie. From the position above on that hatch, it's easy to bounce a frag grenade
and then, yeah, right there.
And blow up somebody playing at what is often a mirror window spot. There's no mirror window there. You know that the Valkyrie is playing in that position. The Pulse was coaxed out of gold by the fact that it appeared that EG was sticking a plan. Now, in order to do that, you have to make yourself vulnerable to get the C4 out, and because of the...
Alright, so now, match point, Empire versus EG. EG, they win this round, they win the map. Empire, if they win it, they bring it to overtime. So castle barricades go down, same as they've been doing previously. And Scyther may have just used one of his... No, never mind. As soon as I thought he used a stim pistol, but it was just because the screen's so small. Anyway, roughly the same reinforcements. Here and here. There. One there. Rotate hole here. Rotate hole there. Oh, no, 2 more down there. Most likely 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't even know. But really, the reinforcements don't matter so much. Because it's roughly the same. Yeah, 1 going down in closet so they can play in closet safely.
Joystick fed off of them, if I recall correctly. He went undetected downstairs. He's just been doing a number of times here on defense.
The top of server stairs.
And now, a little bit of change. Necrox is off of Hibana, back onto the Zofia because they realized the Empire isn't going to go... Empire most likely isn't going to go basement because we just slapped them on there twice. Then they can't go Tellers because they won their last round. And then they're not going to go open area because a lot of teams don't like open area. So they're going to go upstairs. So they no longer have to bring Hibana. Then Young is on Thermite again, NVK, Thatcher, Necrox, Zofia. Canadian switched off of Twitch to go Ash. My thought process is he just wants to go for fights, as well as he's saying he's also probably thinking they're not going to run Maestro because we've been getting rid of all their cams. They've been useless. So let's go Ash and just shoot him. And then Geo's on Sledge.
Top of square. Very impressive.
He's going to have more pressure on him this time to do the exact same thing as Michael. Canadian is reunited with Ash. Is that a break case in case of emergency sort of deal? Break glass in case of emergency?
No, I wouldn't say so. Canadian
Camera shot. They're going to be going for applying pressure on the windows.
rotate onto it. I think just he wants to.
You have to open up the... So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing where you have to open up windows in order to apply pressure. If you only open up one window, they're going to know you're at that window. If you don't open up the window, so don't open up the windows, you're not going to be applying enough pressure. But if you have the windows open, they can jump out of all of them. So, kind of just a hope for the best. May work, may not.
Losing a lot of gunfights. I feel like Canadian on Ash. Yeah, that's a fearsome duo. If he plays it right, it might be all that his team needs to take this round.
See if there's any ADSs inside of CEO. One flashbang from Canadian will get chucked on in. Nobody's actually sitting inside either B nor
I think that's a Valk cam outside, so they know Canadians here.
Barricade and Joystick and Shepard are inside of the peripherals. Or the peripheries, rather, inside of conference as well as janitorial. Young was the very first pick. He was taken out early on after getting one of the walls open. He'll get away scot-free this time as the right panel to CEO gets opened up by that exothermic charge, and, well, he'll go on to drone and survey.
So now wall gets open. They're probably going to try and open up the other one. I'm not sure why both aren't opened at this point, but is what it is. EG's just kind of setting up, seeing, okay, where's the enemy at? What can we destroy? What can we just get rid of now?
But he's used both of his impact grenades, so a moot point, I'm sure. Shepard taking quite a bit of damage, and Young will go in for the second.
So crouch so the impact can't get it.
Successful. Joystick goes for the run out, cuts down.
Joystick jumps out, but NVK had to... They were ready for that. So they were saying, okay, you may kill our buddy, but we'll refrag instantly.
Below it. So they'll trade it out, and Canadian will be pure utility. Dan now falls to
Necrox kills Dan that's from the angle over from Scyther's left, most likely through one of these windows.
and EG are finding themselves in better shape here on CEO than they were.
And now, difference is now both walls are open, so now with this wall open here, which was the difference between this round and the last one, is EG can now hold an angle which goes all the way down here, and they can also fight, say, I think they can fight all the way down here. They can come over here and shoot into closets. They can shoot into closet from here. So really, this wall getting opened is huge. That's the one difference.
Very strong right now. That pressure on North Windows was heavy from Canadian, and Necrox is going to take up the same position.
Now, another difference is they have 50 seconds. 50 seconds is a lot of time. They can just drone out. They can get ready to go for the plant. They have time.
On North, repel. 45 seconds, still plenty of time for EG to make this attack happen, and they're going to...
Geo then just walks up the stairs and wins his fight. Necrox is now on the windows, Actually, I'm not sure which window this is. Oh yeah, he's now in the side window. He took Canadian's place. Gunned down the dock, and yeah. Now 1 versus 4 situation. Basically, EG had a very good side execution this round, won their gunfights, and they win. Ooh. Runs out of bullets, misses some shots. Now, if he won that fight, he had a chance. He had a chance. Now 1 versus 3. And this is, yes, this is very good from EG. They are all playing passive. They are saying, we're not giving you anything.
The diffuser is planted by the window. EG doesn't need to risk anything. C4 goes out, expecting someone outside of the breaches. Not gonna happen. No connect there. To the top skylight, somebody on the window. Evil Genius is really well arrayed. He cannot run out.
Alright, he should. Yep, this was bad from him. Even if it's a 1 versus 3 situation, if you just go and you stick that diffuser and die, you did better than what he just did right there. That was him just giving up and saying, let me go get a pick to kind of pad my stats. Because if he jumps out here, there is no way in hell he has time to run to the main door, run up the stairs, get back to the diffuser, and start diffusing. So that was literally just a overall kind of a throw. Like, I say it's a throw, but in all honesty, it wasn't really a bad thing. More as just, it was just bad there. It was a bad call, bad play. So let's see if I can get this. I wonder if they have the stats overall. Nope. Oh well. Well, yeah, that was basically Bank. It's kind of a side execution map where if you don't do the 1, 2, 3, step 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, you're gonna die. And at that point, it's kind of bad. So, when I mean kind of bad, yeah, it's terrible. Where you have to, yeah, if you don't do that, then you're gonna make mistakes, and when you make those mistakes, you will lose. And it happened on the side execution of the first attack for EG, where Young, the Thermite, got killed from joystick because no one was watching the flank, even though they had a Nomad. So really, it's a very heavy side execution. The strategy is relatively simple. You can basically either hard hold above, or hold on the side, and that's really it. So for basement, you can put 3 people on site or 4 people on site, put a person roaming. There's your first set. Most of the reinforcements are universal. You get all the hatches, 2 walls in server, 2 walls in red. There you go. And then an extra reinforcement for wherever you want it. Then tellers, open up a rotate hole in the open area, reinforce the 2 walls of the main lobby area, shotgun out the other one, bam, you're good. And it's really just it's the overall execution and playing of the map rather than the actual strategy, so to speak. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here, and I hope it helps.